You know the days I'm talking about. You show up to a lock gate, the customer's not home, card on file, that doesn't exist, and by noon, you've lost 2 hours, 2 jobs, and half your patients. That's not bad luck, that's bad systems. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to fix your business. The exact changes that you can make to reduce callbacks, get paid faster, and stay busy year round. These are 11 tactical moves that you can start using today that'll clean up your operations, tighten up your margins, and make your pest control company run smoother than it ever has before. Let's get into it. Tactic number 1 is to stop invoicing after the service. That's the fastest way you guys can bleed cash. Every account should have a credit card or ACH on file before the first visit. So when someone calls in to set up their account, make sure you're getting card on file on the phone call before you send yourself or technician out there. You go out there, you clock in, you do the job. As soon as you're done with the job, you clock out, it auto charges the card. That way you're getting paid right on the spot. That way you're not having to go back to the shop at night or a week from now and then you forget and you didn't bill the customer. And I just got the phone with a person 3 or 4 days ago that had to take out a loan for $5,000 because we had $250,000 or $300,000 in accounts receivable. It is hard to grow a business off AR. So make sure that every single account has an ACH or card on file before you do the service. Now, if you have a card on file and the card gets denied, things happen, some cards just get hacked and then you get new cards. Things do happen, but make sure you have a sequence set up that's automated so you guys don't have to go chase credit cards around, right? So you can set up automations that send a text, email, even a phone call to capture that card, right? If they still don't respond after that sequence has gone through, make sure you are pausing services, right? Do not go back out there a second time and service that account. That way you're 2 services behind. They still haven't paid. Now they go a whole year and now they haven't paid for a single service. You're never going to collect the money. But when you guys do this, you'll see your accounts receivables drop massively and your cash flow stabilize. Make sure you're servicing customers. Don't chase them. Not all these customers are bad customers, but there'll be some bad customers in there. Just saying, make sure you have a credit card, ACH on file for every single customer. All right, number 2, this is one of the biggest killers I see in pest control is free inspections. You've got sales guys, you got technicians driving all around doing free quotes for people who may never even buy. That's gas, that's payroll, that's time you'll never get back, right? So here's how you fix it. All you have to do is just charge a small inspection fee. It's not that hard. Whether that's $50 or $100 or $200, it doesn't really matter. And if they choose to do the service, you just take that off the back end of their bill, right? You just credit it back. So if the bill is $1,000, they've already paid $200. When the job is done, they're gonna get billed $800 to make up the $200 difference. Very, very simple, but it does 2 different things for you guys. Obviously, it filters out the price shoppers who probably would have never even bought anyway, right? But then this also positions you guys as the expert, not the free option. But once you do this, your close rate goes extremely high. Your schedule opens up, and your techs stop wasting the entire week just driving around chasing maybes. Make sure that you guys are charging an inspection fee. I know a lot of people are going to push back on me on this one, but I just fully agree that all my technicians and all my sales guys need to be driving around not for free for an entire week. So I recommend doing this. Tactic number 3 is make sure you guys are creating automations for a pre-arrival text or calls, whatever you guys want to do. Simply just saying, hey, Mr. Customer, we're going to be out there on XYZ date. Make sure that your gates are unlocked, secured pets, and that you're home if you have to do an interior treatment, right? Not that hard. Whether you send it out, the week before, and then the day before, and then the day of. I don't care how you guys set it up. Just make sure that's set up. Another thing you guys can do is when the technician clocks out of the job before them, as soon as they clock out of that job, it's going to auto text message the next customer that you're on the way. Or you can have the technician pick up your work phone, call the customer, and make sure that they're home. So you're not having technicians driving around town all day long, get into a home. They have to go do an inspection for on the inside, do an interior treatment. You're going up in the attic, crawl space, whatever that be. You have to get inside, and then there's no one home. I see this happen in businesses all the time. And in the lawn care world, what we do is we had these things set up this way. We would actually charge them a small fee for not being home. Customers will respect what you enforce. So if you start the customers teaching them the exact way how you guys do business, the next time you guys go there, they will be there, I promise you. But again, you don't have technicians driving all around town, getting to a job, they sit in their driveway for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, waiting for them to get home. We've all been there. It's super frustrating. So make sure you guys are setting up automations to help you guys out with this, right? It'll help reduce a lot of drive time that's unnecessary. Tactic number 4, another one that I get a lot of pushback on for, is that, they'll get 3, 4, 5, 6 technicians, and the next thing you know, these owners want to have a big shop, right? You guys don't need a big shop to grow. You need smarter routes, right? Owners like to brag about their shop and how cool it is, and I totally get it. Like, everyone wants a big shop. Like, I totally get it. But it's just more overhead. It just adds cost. There's no reason for it. Like, I have friends that have 50, 60, even 70 plus trucks without a single shop. Obviously, not every company can be set up this way, depending on what your services look like. So if you do get a shop, your shop needs to be near the center of where your customer base is. Not that hard, not on the edge of town where you're driving it all over God's green earth. I've been there, I've done it. When I first started in business, I lived 20 miles away from where I serviced, and then I was having 6, 8, 10 trucks drive back and forth. It was just a waste of time, waste of my tech pay, so many wasted dollars, thousands of dollars a year, and wasted gas and time, for real. So before you sign a lease, just make sure you map out your routes and make sure you put your building, find a building that's in the center of your route. Tactic number 5 is probably one of my favorites, is the pay for performance. Switching from hourly pay to a pay for performance model, or hourly base pay cut plus commissions. However you guys want to do it, but the further away that you guys can get away from hourly pay, the better, because you want to incentivize your best technicians. And the easiest way to do this is to make sure that they're getting paid for their performance. It is, we live in America. It's capitalism at its finest. May the best technician win. When you guys switch from hourly pay to commission-based pay, you probably have some of your techs fall off, but they're probably some of your least performing techs anyway. But this will make your efficiency go through the roof. People will say, well, you'll create more callbacks, but if you tie it in there where they get like a callback, they have to go back there and fix it for free. You have to have all these things tied into place, but there's always going to be your minimum wage pay, or whatever your state requires you to pay them. There's always that base pay that they can never make less than, but you want to incentivize your best technicians to be super efficient, have low callbacks, and also go and do 5-star reviews. I'll probably make an entire video just on commission-based pay, but this is a huge, huge win for service-based companies. If you're not doing it now, you should look at doing it in the future. I talked to one of my buddies. He runs a very successful company that bought 6 trucks for the next year. Each one of them was $100,000, and he was excited to go fill those trucks. He switched to this model. His efficiency went through the roof, and didn't put a single one of those 6 trucks on the road till the following year. He might have put 1 or 2 in there, but you guys get the point. Like, it saved him a bunch of money just by being extremely, extremely efficient. All right, tactic number 6 is finding real leaders. I see this all the time. People want to promote their best technician or their first technician to a leadership role. And sometimes these technicians just don't even want anything to do with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. You don't need to force your technician into leadership. But the ones who want to be leaders, you have to have a path for them to go, right? And so you can offer, you have to be very transparent with your P&L to make sure you have all your numbers locked in really good. You can offer a profit share with clear KPIs. You can track people who you think like owners, and you'll stop wasting your time on title chasers. And what I mean by that is, like, you'll find the guys that are reading on their own. They're asking you questions. They want to go to events. They want to learn. Those are going to be your leaders. The people who are putting in the work outside of work that want to move up, but you have to have a clear path for them, clear KPIs for each and every one of these individuals, so that they know how to get there, and once there, how to get to where they want to be. Tactic number 7, very, very simple, but people ask the question all the time: how to deal with tardiness or call-ins or people that call in multiple times. To make this very easy, you just need to go get a company handbook. It's going to cost you $500,000, $1,500, maybe $2,000, but it'll save you so much time and effort and headache. It lays out everything that they need to know about the job, about tardiness, about showing up late, about calling in sick, how many sick days to get everything, like work attire, performance, everything's in there. They come in first day of work, they read through it, they sign it, they know what to expect from day one. That way, if they no call, no show multiple times, like you just go back to the handbook, they read it, they agree to it, you write them up every single time they do it. Follow the process, and if they don't follow the process, they get right up, and then you let them go. Right? Make sure you do an exit interview, ask them the right questions, but follow the handbook. If you don't have a handbook, go get one. All right, tactic number 8, when life hits your team. Unfortunately, things do happen. There's deaths, there's illness, there's burnout. I've had employees' kids die. I've had parents die. I've had technicians' parents die. I've had partners' parents. It's happened. Things just happen, right? People burn out. You have to have compassion, right? But instead of just cutting someone right away, shift them to maybe some light duty work or maybe some admin work and just check on them. Like, people won't know that you care, or people won't care until they know how much you care. But also, you're going to want to set clear timelines, right? When to expect them to be back, clear expectations of what you want them to do. Obviously, you want to support them, have empathy, protect the rest of your crew and the schedule. You just have to make sure that all the ducks are in a row when things like this happen, because things will happen, right? But it's just a big one to watch out for, because I promise you, when you're in business long enough, something will happen. Tactic number 9 is winter survival. Winter doesn't have to kill your revenue. You can either cut your crew or you create new demand. So here's a few reasons how. I'm actually going to link my last video right here for you guys, my last YouTube video. It goes entirely over what to do to keep your technicians busy throughout the winter. But a few examples: road exclusions, attic restorations, crawl space encapsulations, foundation ceilings, installations, like I said, and then prepaid letters and letters for spring. Again, I have an entire video series just on that, and we will link that right here for you guys. Number 10 is how to handle customer complaints. Again, this stuff just happens. We try so hard as business owners not to have complaints. If the customer knew how much work we put into this thing behind it, they probably wouldn't complain. But we're not perfect. They're not perfect. Our technicians aren't perfect, right? None of us are perfect, so these things are going to happen. But the customers just want to be heard, right? You got to let them vent. You got to understand where they're coming from. Again, have empathy. But complaint just means one thing. Like, they don't feel value that matches their price. Maybe their technician went too fast, or missed the back, or they didn't see him go through the back gate, or didn't see him on the camera, whatever that may be. But just make sure to fix it, right? Send a technician back out there, follow up with photos, and add a small wow statement. So I've said this 1,000 times. Like, I want to make sure to do one nice thing for every single customer and every single job, whether they see us or not. So there's just small things you can do throughout the customer journey that can make a wow process. But if a customer calls in, complains about something, and then 20 minutes later, a technician goes back up there, talks to the person at the door, you handled it very well on the phone, but you can turn that customer complaint into a 5-star review very, very easily. And when you do things like that, this customer will probably be with you for a lifetime, right? They know that they're not just a number, that you actually do care, that you're actually there to do a good job, and things just happen. But just answer the phone, handle it with empathy, and hear the customer out, and then fix and solve their problem. All right, tactic number 11. Again, one of my top favorites, maybe not the favorite, but definitely up there, is to track efficiency like a scoreboard, and then leaderboards. So what gets tracked gets better. Start measuring the numbers, what actually move the needle in your pest control company. So here, I'll just give you a few examples. For technicians, revenue per day, stops per route, cancellations per route, callback rate, and drive time percentage per each technician. Just tracking those 5 things will tell you everything you need to know basically about your technician and about your route. But when you post them weekly, something changes. Like, the technicians start competing, managers start coaching, and the whole company starts to play like a team. It's really cool, especially when you add in the leaderboards. And then it gets really fun when you get multiple branches and they compete, right? You start rewarding the top performers and start digging into the routes and seeing what's dragging down their averages and really helping them see why these things match their pay, right? So if they're going back to one of the tactics we talked about earlier about having the profit and loss and them getting bonuses tied to it, Well, they can see how all these things will affect the P&L, so that it will affect their bonus. When they know and understand why behind these numbers, and they're like, oh, if I just fix these few things, I could get a bigger bonus in the end. And that'll help all these bonuses be paid for just by through efficiency and things like that. Again, one of my favorite things I said, when your team gets bigger, and then you have like sales competitions and leaderboards across for everyone, it gets really, really fun. But you're gonna find one or two small improvements that'll make tighter routes, fewer callbacks, and less cancellations, and add thousands of profit every single year. Competition builds pride, efficiency builds profit. Here's a bonus for you guys. You guys have to protect your reputation as much as you possibly can. You need to run your business like every single photo, every invoice, and every single message could go public. So make sure you guys are being extremely, extremely diligent when it comes to your reputation online or even offline. Make sure everything's documented. Never trash competitors, ever, ever, ever. If I ever heard someone talking trash about any other competitors, I promise you, I'd either write them up or fire them on the spot. There's no reason for that. We're all out there. We're all trying to make a living. We all have really good businesses, and we're out there to watch each other win. And obviously, stay clean and compliant. The bigger that you get, the more compliant you have to be. Really got to be over the compliant side of things. It gets, way more difficult as you get bigger because they're obviously have a lot more eyes on you. But learn from my mistakes. Like make sure you stay really, really high in compliance. But that discipline keeps you safe as you grow. So those are 11 tactical moves that you can make to clean up your operation, reduce callbacks, and finally take control of your business. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, comments, throw them in the comments below. I'll always respond. And thanks again for watching. See you guys in the next one.